Hello. Hi, everyone. Ahem. Okay, so I'm here to talk about chapter 14 mainly. Do some dailies. Yap. All that fun stuff. So, I think it's chapter 14. The newest chapter that released. It was another chapter filled with a lot of walls of text. And then there was like a choose your own adventure puzzle situation that happened. So, yeah, that's what happened in chapter 14. Basically, what happened last is that, and I keep wanting to call her Dracula, Dracara, maybe that's her name. The Dark Fairy took out all of Altador. She took out Vera, kidnapped Ozzy, did something to him. So chapter 14 picks up with the gang, the girl gang. Who are they? Let's see if I can name them off the top of my head. Tavi, Balia, Luxina, the doggle fox is Styx. There's Nyx. I feel like I'm missing a couple people, and I'm gonna just have to miss a couple people then. Basically, Nyx was very upset that Ozzy was taken, and like her and Ozzy just keep having like these misconnection sort of things. She doesn't want Ozzy to think that she like has abandoned him again. And she basically lashes out at the group and she's like mean to Tavi. And so then they all split up and while they're like searching for like voids and all this. And then Nyx gets like stuck. And that's where you have like little puzzle coming through. Cool. Then we get the Darkest Fairy and we get Queen Fiora. These two go way, 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 way back in Neopets lore. Someone who is more neo-literate than me can probably explain it, but these two beefing. We figure out that Queen Fiora turned the Darkest Fairy gray or whatever. Absolutely wild. Queen Fiora evil. I knew it. I knew Queen Fiora was evil. And then Darkest Dracara. Why do I keep thinking this lady's name is Dracara? What is her name? I don't know what it is. She pushes Queen Fiora out the little tower. Queen Fiora has fallen. Altador has fallen, and now Queen Fiora has fallen. So the evil queen, lady, the Darkest Fairy, truly and honestly fight your ops. Let's go through the story and see what I got right, what I didn't get right. So if we go back to chapter, does this not want to scroll? Why does it only go to 4? There we go. 1. Here we go. Here we go. The malevolent being hates fairyland. Cool. And then we have this. Everyone's being attacked. Everything's great. Nyx is like beefing with the people because she's depressed. She makes Tavi upset. They all split up, but then they all make up. These are the walls of text I was talking about. I don't really want to do it. Tavi, do you guys feel bad for Tavi? I do, but I turned a corner on Tavi due to a Reddit post. And it was like the alignments of different characters in Neopets. And everyone talked about like how people hate the red Terry that notifies you that the site is down, but they hate the red Terry for no good reason because it's not the Terry's fault that the site is down. But yeah, people hate Tavi, not me though. Don't you guys like she's being yelled at if that makes you feel any better, and I don't want to hear anything about the tea time with Tavi if you're not going to give the same smoke to anyone else that gives out a quest. If we're going to hate Tavi, then are we going to hate Illison and Judora? Because I know you all aren't going to hate Illison and Judora. Any of the fairies, are we going to hate the fairies the same way that we hate Tavi? What about the Kitchen Quest Octopus? Because I hate him, but I was the first person through the first rock. Turns out he's not even an octopus. So there we go. They're all fighting. They're all fighting. Yeah. Cool. She's upset about Javi. They're like, we have to stay together. Altador's falling. They end up splitting up. Where are the two? Where's King Scarl and all this? That's another thing I was wondering. Who's the one that he's always out at brunch with? Why are those two not out there? Like, King Altador is probably my favorite of the kings. But he's at least out there and like fighting and defending Altador. Where's King Rue? Not too much on King Rue though. Not too much on King Rue because I love him. But where are the rest of the royals? Fiora, yeah, murked or whatever. So there we go. They're gonna help him out. Da 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 da. They all split up, and then Bailey and Luxine are doing their thing. Everyone's splitting up. She's sorry. Whatever. What are we doing? We're just. It took me such a long time to read through all this that I'm just giving you all a bad summary. And then this is where we had to do this little adventure thing. It was like a choose your own adventure, and you had to like choose what's going on, and like, do you want to go left, do you want to go in the middle, and then it would change the little text on the screen. It took me like 10 minutes, I'm not even gonna lie. The do re mi fa sol la ti do. Y'all remember that one? Or were you just clicking through the buttons? They had to get out of the little puzzle thing. That's what this is telling you. What else we learned? Just straight words. Straight words. And when I'm not doing Neopets, there's a good chance I'm reading. That is one of my biggest hobbies, is reading. But come on. Come on. And I love me and Reginald are best friends. We became best friends due to the reading. But this is just formatted oddly. They could have had like a human look over for grammar reasons, but I know let's crucify all the English majors that they don't matter anymore. And then this is what we get. Like, I'm not saying it's bad. It's just the writing is well, but then we get these little images a little bit, but these need to be broken up. And then they make up for all the Tabi haters. Tabi stays on top, per usual. She's back to being friends with Nick. Sometimes you have to go through a maze, and it'll make up your friendship. And then there are these people. Here's Jakara. She has Ozzy, and she's gonna go beat up Queen Fiora. Drakara. That is her name. I'm so smart. I know everything about Neopets at all time. Jakara and Fairy Girl. Yeah. We have all this. We have that. Do you see just how the text? I am saving y'all's the wall of text. And then they're fighting. And then you get it just back to 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 back. Back to back to back to back to back. So this is what they used to look like. That's Jakara. That's Queen Fiora. Queen Fiora. Straight. Horrible. Do you see that? Do you see that? And now she's gray. Now she's gray. What's going on? We used to be the closest of friends. We used to be happy. But I threw that all away. She was there through it all by my side, when we were young, when I became queen, and when I needed her protection. No matter how justified my actions were in banishing her and subjecting her to the Grey Witch rule, I can't help but feel as though it was all a mistake. Now Drakara has come to reap the seeds of tragedy that I myself have sown. Why does Queen Fiora just get to turn people gray all the time? And why can't you do it to, like, Princess Fernie Pooh? But that's why they're beefing. We're bringing back past plots. We're bringing it back. Everything's connected in Neo World. More full-on blocks of text. And so she's down on her luck, and there's a little arm. A little arm that's reaching out. So is there another layer on top of all this? Who's the arm that's reaching out? Look at all this. And so now she's gonna go beat up Queen Fiora, because, like, honestly and truly, Fiora has fallen. All hail the queen. And then we get this image where Queen Fiora is falling and Drakara's up top, because there was no reason to turn her gray. I don't care what she did. I don't care. That was rude. So that's kind of what happened in chapter 14. I'm saving you the time. You would still be on, like, the third paragraph if you were really, like, reading through everything. Altador's all beat up by Queen Fiora. Can't she fly, though? Don't turn people gray, and then this doesn't happen to you. So there we go. If I did some of my little rewards. Not all of them. Where are we? There's that. There's all this. Is there a path I'm gonna have to do? Ugh. How do I get the reward? I'm really not trying to do all this. What do we do this? How do I get the reward? Read whatever. Chapter 14. This doesn't explain what I need. Okay, so I have to figure out how to get this reward. Do I have to chew this whole thing again? Is that gonna make a difference? I'll do that later. Or do I do it now? This isn't explaining what I have to do. Maybe it's somewhere. Who knows? There's no solution spoilers. There's this. I love just straight up scrolling. How interesting is this? Let's do some dailies. What are some updates? A new Hidden Tower edition. So, Queen Fiora put new things in the Hidden Tower from the Afterlife. It's a very funny update to make in the context of Queen Fiora being pushed off of a balcony by her #1 op. But 2 paintbrushes were added to the Hidden Tower, Lost Desert and Invisible Paintbrush. This means every like 24 hours you're able to buy an item from the Hidden Tower. So for all you Invisible fans, I know Neopets have been giving us quite a few invisible pets recently. You can go in there and buy those. I don't feel like looking up the prices right now because I'm not doing that. Then in addition, the following paintbrushes had the rarities updated from R180 to R101, meaning that they can once again be won from the Alien Ice of vending machines and given out by Jacko through random events. Those are the Electric Blue, Fairy Paintbrush, and Golden Paintbrush. Fairy's popular. What year was like the Electric Blue Mohawk? I think that was right after the very first Fairy Festival, so maybe that was like 2023. The revamped one where we got a lot of opportunities to like all the different quests, and we didn't have like a fairy festival for like 10 years, and we get all these quests and we're able to do a lot of rainbow dips, and then people had all their dream Neopets for the first time, so they would adopt random pets with like bad names and then paint them cool colors and then put them back in the pound, and then the haters would like transform them all into like Electric Blue Mohawks. Oh, Neopets. But there we go. There's a Neocache Archives wheel pool. If you have an archive cookie, you can spin a wheel and be granted retire items from NC events of the past. Last call for Illicent and Judora plushies. Once the pre-order is done, that means no one else can order any, so I don't know when this video is gonna get up, but hopefully if you wanted the plushies, you got it. Because I remember talking about the plushies earlier on my channel, so you should have saved up a couple of checks and ordered them if you wanted them. New Gallery Spotlight avatar. To get it, you must win the Gallery Spotlight. It'll show up on your list when you get your prizes. It's not retroactively awarded. And TNT hasn't said if it ever will be, but it should be TNT if you're reading. I don't think they're going to retroactively give it out right away just to get people to submit things to the gallery, just because of all the different changes to like the prizes and like taking away like the different like customization and like Neopet community prizes, and also like getting rid of like every single day in Neopia and just like doing less. There's all of that. But Dom did say that the plot took more resources from TNT than they originally thought, so yeah, they hit a little email that was sent out to everyone except for me. TNT, don't you think I should be on like a premium PR email where I get the information first and I give it to the community with my very random upload scheduling? Because I still don't get emails from Neopets, but I find ways. So this is what Dom said. Message from TNT. Dom acknowledges the sheer volume of work and resources from TNT that the Void Within plot has required. They summarized a bunch of features that the team already recently shipped. Highlights the Neopian task force has frozen around 15,000 cheating botters. Teases the upcoming Altador plot, Boo, attending San Diego Comic-Con and having a pop-up shop in New York City. Applications to become community ambassadors will be open in June. There's bonus stuff that will be receiving prize refreshes. And there's now, I guess, a safety deposit box update that will be coming. You can view 90 items per page. You can sort things, toggle between grid and list view, favorite items, move items directly to shop, gallery, closet, donate, or trading post, send to Neo friends directly, and there's a new styling studio related subcategory. The most important thing out of that is I can finally move all the garbage from my safe deposit box to my shop. Because usually you have to go and they put in your inventory and then go to quick stock and then do shop. Took forever. And then I would never put stuff in my store. Now, the bigger hurdle is that I hate pricing stuff. And I have to look up what it is on jellyneo because you can't use Super Shop Wizard. You have like a limited amount of searches per hour. And then the regular Shop Wizard doesn't give you the lowest price, and you kind of want to do like a couple Neopoints less than the lowest price to get things to sell. And then I have to use ItemDB, and then sometimes even that doesn't work. And then like if all sales, you have to go back to like the Super Shop Wizard, and it's a horrible experience trying to price things in my shop, so I don't do it. But now I can at least have a shop full of hundreds of unpriced items. My shop is about to come, my safety deposit box part 2. I'm excited. There's new pet styles coming in the styling studio. None of these look like the original ones at April Fool's Day. Best styling studio. The best one. Let me show Teakley right here, who I purchased. That was just such a good day on Neopets. And we were in the middle of some event, Negs or whatever. And I just remember seeing the posts and thinking, they got me. And then I'll give it to TNT. They took these styles away at the stroke of midnight or something, which I don't know. Like, I kind of like him the little exclusive. Like, you should have gotten it when you got it, because I got mine for Teakley. So there we go. There's my beautiful Teakley, the OG Quiggle. Teakley's good. How's everyone else's customizations going? Renesmee? No clue. Orbiton's still in the lodge. I don't know when these people are coming out of the lodge. And then Chevy Equinox depends on the void within. And then Zamifolia is unfortunately still swamp gas. At least if Zams was snot, I could get the avatar, but nope. But no, I also gave Tony Hawk a new shirt. So there's my customization for y'all. Any more updates? No. Did I talk about this Vera Varwolf? I think I did. Let's do some quick dailies and then get out of here. How are we feeling? This old king. Him. What, King Hagen? I didn't see him out there. You know King Scarl's not out there. King Altador's the only one out there fighting. And then I knew King Rue, not too much on him. We need someone to lead Neopets when all this is over, because goodbye, Fiora. Goodbye, Fiora. This man is at lunch. Neopia is in shambles. We are overruled by someone who would beef with Fiora. And I can't even, because I didn't love Queen Fiora. You know, she's not my favorite of the fairies, but she's not my least favorite. I don't think I have a least favorite fairy. But also, don't turn people gray. Don't turn your back on your friends. And then be surprised 20 years later when they're like, actually, I'm not going to forgive you for that, but I will push you off this balcony tower. All hail the queen. So, that meant nothing. Oh, did I break my streak again? Why do I try? Why do I even try? And I get the little coupons for being premium. I haven't used a single one. Like, what is this? They should just bring the notification back for Trudy's. Bring it back. This notification is for something. I don't know. They used to notify us for the Trudy stuff. They're alerting me about NC Mall news. Gotta make sure I spend my Neo cash on this. We're gonna go visit King Altador. Make sure he's doing good, because he's the only one defending Neopets. It truly is me, King Altador, and Tavi doing the whole work. Now, the most important question of all this is, how does Orion connect back to everything? We're running out of chapters, TNT. We are running out of chapters, and we have to figure out, is there a person that's whispering to Drakara? Who's whispering to her? What are these voices? Who is it? We have to figure out, because there's like a music element to all this. Because when Nyx was in that little choose your own adventure thing, there was like a little like re mi fa sol la di do situation going on. And Orion's connected musically to the void spirits. So we have a lot to catch up on and not a lot of weeks left. We don't have a lot of chapters left. I'm expecting Orion in all of this. I also think he's the only one that can like figure out what's happening in all this. Because like all the other great thinkers and Neopets are like gone. Like where's Library Fairy? She was too busy with that little bug thing from Festival of Neg, where the girl started speaking in keyboard smashes, and it's because of a spider. The spider, and then Carrie didn't. Carrie knew about it, but the Library Fairy didn't. Yeah, sure, okay. I'm trying to connect all of this. Remember when we got that like Moltara Pet 2P2? What was that, 2 negs ago? It was the one that Orion hosted. How are we going to connect all this together? What's the big event? I thought it was going to be Fairyland going back up into the sky, but maybe it won't. Are we going to get a new land? Will Fairyland remain gray? All these questions. Where is Orion? I will show up to TNT's headquarters if they don't give us a resolution. And I know that they just said that the plot took a lot of energy out of the team, more than they were expecting. But the people are screaming for him. They miss him, they love him, and I do too. And I'm just here to be a voice of the people. I'm a community ambassador, in a way, except I won't apply for the program, because I got things to do. And I'm not that connected to the Neopets community, so there's no point in me in being a community ambassador when I'm more of like a solo island person when it comes to Neopets. But the people want Orion. How does he solve all of this? Because who else in Neopets do we have? Who else do we have? It's truly my baby boy Lepediolite and Orion. Everyone else is down. Everyone else is down for the count. Javi's gonna step in. Nyx and Ozzy are gonna be reunited. I need those two to have a conversation. And I need Ozzy to like get it through his head that everything's like you're not fundamentally unlovable. Like it's a lesson we all have to like get through. And it takes some people a couple years. It takes some people their whole life to figure it out. But he's gonna have to have a conversation with his big sis. Where's Vera? I think Vera could end up being friends with the group in the end of it. I truly do. You know how in like cartoons, and now I'm not gonna be able to name a cartoon, in like season 1 and 2 there's a bully, but by the end of the series they're part of the friend group. That's what I see with Vera. Vera's issue is that she's ugly. Allegedly, apparently. I don't know, I'm not about to call anybody ugly, but also this is neopets.com, so I don't have to take things too seriously. I think she could hang out with Tavi. Because, like, and I love Tavi, but a couple of her images early in the plot were busted, too. And then they can just work a little bit, get a couple jobs, and get a wig. Get a wig, get some new clothes. What's that thing? You're not ugly, you're poor. Vera will be fine. She has her homie Ozzy. Everything will be good. She can make up with the dog that she's beefing with. She can make up with the void dog. Everything's great. Luxine and Balia, they're doing their thing. Who else is there? Nyx. Nyx is gonna have to go back to having 18 jobs. Hubert Hot Dog, he's mixed into this. He's mixed into all this somehow. I know Princess Fernie Pooh is the big bad. TNT's not going to admit it by the end of the Void Within plot, but in the next plot, in another 10 years, that's when they're going to talk about her true evil intentions. That's it. Let me know what you all think about the plot. I'm not close to being done with dailies. It's been a second since I've done dailies. Just as I predicted, the moment I stopped with school and that's no longer a stressor, work has been trying to kill me. Like, I actively dread logging in and going to work, and I'm about to just leave. Like, I'm not turning in my laptop or my ID. I'm just getting out of there. This job is stressing me out. I'm about to quit. About to walk out on it. What else am I doing? You all will not get another video for like a week-ish after this one. I try to do weekend videos, but I'm unfortunately booked and busy this weekend. I'm very excited. Kind of a little excited. A little bit allegedly. Sort of excited for my weekend of doing things, which I don't have super often. And then you'll get another recap video like this next Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Then you're not going to get a weekend video the Memorial Day weekend because I got places to go and people to see. But there's that. Let's see what we get by zapping. We can't zap Lollygag because I think Lollygag's cute. We can zap Pet of Doom, who's now Pookie McDroolish. And if we go over here, we can zap... Can we zap you? You're a croc. Yeah. You're now Poplar. We can do the Labray. Hopefully get rid of the Swamp Gas, but we probably won't. And then I'll just be stuck with this Lenny all year, because it's been like what I feel like was a long time. Ooh, look at that. That's my power, that's my influence. They doubt how connected I am to the TNT team, but thank you, TNT. My power. Zams is now Polka Dot, which means I'm gonna be getting a species change soon. In the next coming week. You heard it here now. If between now and next week I come in with a non-Lenny, it's because I'm gonna get a species change soon. Not soon as in this one, but within the next week or so. I feel like I'm getting a species change. There we go. I have to do my premium whatever that I always forget to do. And let me know how everyone's doing. Are we all finally ready to be nicer to Tavi? What do we think is going to happen? What's going to be the fundamental change? And Neopets, will Drakara turn Fiora gray? Is Fiora going to make it through this? Probably. How is Orion going to be mixed into everything? Is there an even bigger bad to all this? I gave you my predictions, but there we go. That's everything for me. I have to go to my Battledome so I can get my code stones. Which also means I have to go fishing. Did I go fishing already? I think I did. I already went fishing, didn't I? So I have to change who my active is. Go fishing. So I can get my... Who's going to be active? Who wants to... I think Beef Chomp wants to fish. I don't know if Beef Chomp has fished before. But it's time, baby girl. Because I need to hoard all the red code stones. There we go. There we go. An old rotten left boot. Isn't that splendid? And then I have to read a book? Is that the other one? Do I have a book in my inventory? I should. Common Cures. We're going to read you the book freak. I'm pretty sure it's already read this before. But you're going to flip through it. And because of the new quest log thingy thing, that counts. And that's all I needed. We can go back to my inventory. And we can head out. Not 115 items. Whoops, the inventory update was for me. I'm going to put this stuff in my safety deposit box. I'm going to have a fun time with my 300 RIP Lucy stamps. I'm going to have a fun time this weekend. You're going to have a fun time this weekend. You're going to let me know down below how you think the plot's going to end, how Orion's going to be incorporated into everything. And yeah, I hope you all are doing better than I am. Hope everything's good on the Neopets front. Hope everything's good in the personal world. And I'm going to put this stuff in my quick stock. And then get 35 more items from fighting the girl. And I have to figure out how to get that reward thing from the Choose Your Own Adventure battle. Work is cramping my style. It's getting into my Neopets time and I don't appreciate it. I should make $400 million based off of playing Neopets. And if you subscribe, I could get to that goal. Thank you.